After a little questioning, I confessed what I had done. I told Mommy how much I didn't want to go on the field trip. You know, Marilia, she advised, you might enjoy yourself after all. Besides, I've already promised Senorita Antonia 2 trays of tembleque to bring as an Alguinaldo to the residents of the home. There was no way out. I had to go. In the big lobby of the nursing home, paper streamers hung from the tall windows. The residents were scattered everywhere. Some were seated on the couches. Some were in wheelchairs. Some walked clutching onto their walkers. A nurse hovered over a group of men as she dispensed pills. Senorita Antonia took out her guitar, and at the sound of the first bar, we began to sing a medley of carols. Several of the girls accompanied with maracas, güero, and palitos. Meanwhile, the residents clapped and sang along, while a sixth grader passed around our cards for us to give to them later. As I watched how happy our music made the residents, memories of my grandma rushed to me, making me dizzy with sadness. Suddenly I saw that everybody was visiting with the residents. I was alone. I didn't feel like joining one of the groups. Maybe I could quietly slip away until the visit was over. I hoped it would be soon. Then I noticed a chair against the yellow wall. I sat there, still holding the card I had made. Across the room there was a frail old lady in a wheelchair. She was alone too. I looked at my card again. It was rather pretty. I had painted it with shades of blue and gold. Maybe I could just hand it to her and leave. It might brighten her day. So gingerly I crossed the lobby and stood next to her. "Who is there?" the old lady asked as she coquettishly fixed her silver bun with the light touch of her manicured hand. "My name is Marilia," I said. "I brought you a card." "Dios te bendiga," the old woman said. "God bless you." She reached for the card, but her hand was nowhere near it. Her gaze was lost in the distance, and I knelt down to place the card in her hand. It was then that I saw the big clouds in her eyes. She was blind. What was the use of a card if you couldn't see it? I felt cheated. I stood up to go back to my chair. "My name is Elenita," she said as I tried to slip away. "Tell me, Marilia, what does your card look like?" I knelt down beside her, and in as vivid detail as I could, described the 3 wise men I had drawn. Then Elenita's curious fingers caressed every inch of the card. She couldn't have enjoyed it more if she had seen it. When the coconut sweets were passed around, she mischievously asked for 2. "I bet you are not supposed to eat 1 of these," she giggled. "No," I replied. "Senorita Antonia told us that the sweets were just for residents." "Well," she whispered, "nobody said I couldn't give you 1 of mine." I liked Elenita. I placed the besito de coco in my mouth and relished it even more, especially since I wasn't supposed to have it. I enjoyed being her partner in mischief. After that, she asked me if I liked music and if I knew how to dance. I said. I love to listen to music and dance. Then she told me how, when she was young, she had been a great dancer. "I used to dance so well that men would line up for a chance to dance with me. I had many, many suitors at one time," she said. "I had suitors that serenaded me in the evening, and others that brought me flowers. But I didn't go out with all of them. You have to be selective, you know." Too soon we were interrupted by Senorita Antonia. It was time to get on the bus and return to school. I didn't want to leave. Thank you for the card, Marilia, Elenita said. She opened her hand and gestured for me to give her mine. I'll keep this card to remember you by. I'm sorry you can't see it, I said as I squeezed her hand. For a moment, it felt as warm and giving as my own grandma's. I wish I had brought you a better Aguinaldo. The best Aguinaldo, Elenita said, was your visit, Marilia. As I left, I felt light and warm and peaceful. On the bus ride back, I told my friend, Margarita, all about our visit. I couldn't wait to come back next year when I was in the 6th grade. I already knew what I would bring Elenita. I would make her a collage. That way, she would be able to feel the many textures of my picture, even if she couldn't see it. And maybe I could make the picture of her dancing. I knew she had been very pretty when she was young. Are you going to wait until next Christmas to give her your collage? Margarita asked. I thought for a moment. Maybe Mommy could bring me back sooner, I said. As I looked out the window, I remembered how good Elenita's hand felt to touch. It's funny how sometimes things change unexpectedly. Just that morning, I didn't want to go at all, but then I couldn't wait to visit my new friend again. We had gone to the nursing home to give Aguinaldos, and what a very special Aguinaldo I had been given. Elenita's friendship.